All right. Well, why don't you just start off by telling my audience why they'll probably enjoy your film called Late Shift?
I'm sorry. Once again,
Why don't
I
you tell
didn't
people
get.
why you
Yeah,
edited this movie Late Shift? Why don't you tell people the plot of the movie, why they might enjoy it?
yeah. Like the plot of the movie is it's about a nurse, and it's like an actual late shift of a nurse, which is quite normal, but turns out into like a stressful situation, and it's about like the overall situation of nurses in like worldwide. We have a lot of support of caregiver associations, and the film has been a great success. Here in Germany, in Switzerland, and all over Europe. And we are very lucky that it's been a Swiss Oscar submission for this year. And we hope that a lot of people in the United States will watch the film. It's like uh, it's kind of like a thriller. We wanted to make it move like a thriller, so I think it's an engaging watch, and yeah, that's it.
Beautiful. And we want people to watch it in Canada as well. That's where I'm coming from. I'm in Ontario, actually.
Oh, great.
Oh yes. What for you though, what attracted you to this story?
Well, actually, first of all, I am a frequent collaborator for Petra Volpe, the director. It's Late Shift has been our third collaboration, and we did our fourth collaboration just this year. I have been involved quite early in the process. I've read this early stage of the script, and I really liked it because it's so tense. It's a nail biter. It's emotional, and I think Petra is a great director. We also worked with our DOP, Judith Kaufmann, for like we are pretty much a creative team. So that's great. Also, the producers have been on board of all our films, so it's kind of like a family, and that was like. Actually the start of it, and then really like I think it's a great story, and also from the moment on, I knew that Leonie Benesch was on board. I was totally happy that we could get her, um, because I had worked with her on September 5, and I'm a big fan of the Teachers Lounge. So she was like the perfect fit. And actually, I was like a little bit like when I was working on September 5, Petra was starting the casting process for Late Shift. And so she showed me a couple of casting tapes of a couple of actresses, and I realized that Leonie was on board, and Petra knew that she was on September 5. So I said, go for Leonie. And I think she's just marvelous in the film. She's so, yeah, just brilliant. I have no words for that.
Lovely. What would you say are the central themes of the film?
Well, actually, I think it's about caring for each other. I think it's of course about the social system, about like the hard work caregivers and nurses do, and their work has become much more difficult over the years because there's no money. There's they personally feel that they don't have enough time for their patients. So that I think is a very a timely topic, and it's I think it's a good experience watching the film and being aware of that hard work and being thankful for the people who do that work. Also, because like it's related more or less to every one of us. More one time or the other, we will be in a hospital. We will be in that situation that someone has to take care of ourselves. So yeah, I think it's really important, and I'm really happy that I was on board this film and that so many people have seen the film already.
I really enjoyed it. I thought just to build on what you're saying, it has
Mm,
like that thriller component. It's undeniable, yet it's more
thank you.
North by Northwest is not so relatable. Like we
Yeah,
understand doing a long shift like at an institution that is a little bit more
hmm,
accessible and I don't
yeah.
want to say mundane, but finding exciting things or propelling the story forward within the ordinary is pretty interesting, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah, and it was pretty for me. It was an interesting experience because I just had cut September 5, which is more or less like also a late shift, so to say. It's like 26 hours in a TV studio during the terrorist attack. So, but like the challenges were a little bit different with late shift because late shift has like also this choreography element in it, like with the camera movements and they really try to do it like a dance, so to say. And in the editing, we had to find the right balance. Like we could have done it with very little cuts, like all with long takes, but ultimately we decided that we want to alternate the rhythm a little bit and also to create that stressful atmosphere little by little throughout the film. So we ultimately decided, for example, to cut the preparing of the medications were very short, where we could also have been staying in long shots that were like tilting up and down and following the movement, which was also very interesting. But in terms of overall rhythm, we thought that it would be more interesting to cut those scenes, and that was something we developed in the editing. And that was very yeah a very interesting experience to create the overall balance through the editing.
Very interesting. Do you feel like editors don't get the respect? Do you feel like you're a writer? How tell people out there why they should care about the editor?
Yeah, actually, I think that there is that saying that the film is being made three times, like in writing, in shooting, and in editing, and I think that's so true. Like it doesn't apply to all films, of course, but like editor also like is the same word for editors in writing, it's uh, yeah, you recreate the story and you shape it and you focus on the most emotional elements. And yeah, I think it's important, and like with my editing skills, I'm also a good script advisor, and that is like with directors with whom I work with a lot. They come to me at any stage of the writing process. They want to know if it's an interesting topic. They want to know if the early draft is going in the right direction. And I frequently say I start editing even before shooting, while commenting on the screenplay. It's also like an editing job. I say you don't need these lines, or you can cut out earlier from one scene, or you don't need that scene at all, or just start with the end of the story, and let's do a bookend. All those things I can pretty much have an opinion on even before shooting. And of
Eh,
course, in the editing, then you have like to deal with the challenges of the footage. Like some things probably might have not turned out the way they wanted. So you need to think about fixes and stuff. And that is like, yeah, most enjoyable profession and job I could imagine.
I bet it's pretty cool. Do you get to kick the director out of the room to start, or is someone sort of hovering behind you? Tell me about how that works.
Well, that depends on the director, but I would never kick the director out of the room, of course. But yeah, like the normal process is I start during shooting, from the first day of shooting. Actually, I get the rushes the next day, in the evening of that day, I have a first assembly. I send over to the director, and we're in close touch. And that, of course, like the in that phase, the director is on set. He can't be like in the editing, and that's a good thing, I think, because like building the first assembly or a rough cut or something like that, I'd rather be on my own. Like it's complicated to discuss every little step along the way, but once I have like an assembly or a rough cut, there's something to discuss, and then we can throw it all overboard and start from scratch, or we continue from what we have. And then I enjoy like the time the director is in the editing room, because you need like you need to have a dialogue on it. I'm not the type of guy. Of course, I have my own visions, and I can make proposals that are not like in the script or something like that. But um, of course, if you really dig deep into the characters and stuff like that, you need someone to discuss it with, and to have their ideas also. So like it's a ping pong, so to say. And that's I love like that the both of the phases in editing, the time I spend alone with the footage, and the time I spent with the director, and then of course we open the discussion and get feedback from people involved and from people not involved. Like we're doing family and friends screenings, and get a feeling for if the film is relatable to the audience or not, and that is also very important.
Okay, and what's your relationship with sleep like when you have a job?
With sleep, I usually sleep very little. I work very hard, and I love my job. And sometimes, like there is an overlap with projects, or also I love to be involved, like in every step of the process, even when the picture lock has been done. So yeah, I'm enjoying my job, and I spend a lot of time in the editing room, but I love it.
Great. You're very prolific. I've noticed on your IMDb, you do several films per year. How long does it
Yeah.
normally take you to finish a job?
Well, actually, that depends as well. Like it depends on the footage, on the stuff. Like for September 5, we took, I think, around 6 months of editing, including like doing the assembly, like 6 months from the first day of shooting until the day of the picture lock. With a late shift, I think we had significantly less time, or we didn't need more time. I think that was like 16 weeks or something. Um, yeah, it depends. Like it depends on if everything turns out well, or if you have some additional problems or challenges to solve. Yeah, and also like the projects that are on IMDb, some of them I took over, so I didn't start from the very beginning, but I was approached to help, and then I jump in the middle of the shoot or at the end of the editing and make other suggestions or doing a complete recut. So there's a huge variety of timelines for each project.
Okay, great. And since this is a German and Swiss co-production, I'm curious, do both countries have public or private healthcare? And also, what do you like about Swiss culture?
Well, actually, I think it's like healthcare system is both public and of course you can it's public and private depending on your status as patient. But you need to have health insurance in Germany and in Switzerland. So that is something like it's also like a very political topic and an urgent one, of course. And in terms of Switzerland, yeah, what do I like about Switzerland? Like uh, it's interesting, like in terms of production. I think they are very well organized, even better organized than the Germans. And the word is that Germans are also quite well organized, but um, I don't know. It depends. I think I love the country, like the countryside, like the Alps and everything. But other than that, I think it depends very much on the individuals, And I love the production company. The producers are very nice, and Petra is a friend since our first collaboration. So yeah, I was very lucky to meet this specific film family.
Okay. Do you revisit the films you work on?
Well, not that often, in fact, but I actually I have been invited as a guest of honor to a German film festival in September, and they showed like 7 films I had been working on over the years, and that was a possibility for me to revisit them. And yeah, among those films was a film, a very early one I cut like 30 years ago almost, yeah, or 20, 27 years ago, whatever. And it was like for me kind of a breakthrough. And that was quite interesting to watch. It was with August Diehl, by the way. It was the very first film with August Diehl, like the German actor who
Oh,
also
I've
was
interviewed him. I've interviewed him. Yeah,
oh yeah,
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 yeah.
he's a friend, and we that was really his first appearance in that film, and for me it was like very special because I just did a film with him, the disappearance of Joseph Mengele, where he plays like an old man, like he plays the role throughout a period of 40 years, I think, in the film. So in the end, he's 70 something, and that for me was like a bookend, like a circle that closes, and that was very emotional in a way. And the film, by the way, was quite timely. It was like about conspiracy theories and stuff like that. It was very. It looked to me very modern. So that was a good experience.
Oh, interesting. Well, thank you very much for your time. One more question, just to get you in trouble at
Thank
the
you.
end. Who's your favorite German director?
Oh, that there are like a lot. It wouldn't be fair to name uh, like Fassbinder, of course. Get
Yeah,
yeah,
he's the
Fassbinder.
best.
Like yeah, he's the best. And then there are of course I love the work Edward Berger does
I've interviewed him too.
um, yeah, he's a very nice guy.
He's a
Yeah.
very cool guy. Yeah, he's very nice.
Yeah, yeah, and then I had the pleasure and honor to work with Margarete von Trotta. She's also like a legend and a veteran. She started as an actress in Fassbinder films, by the way,
Ooh.
and then she turned director, and she's like an icon in European cinema, and it was so yeah, such an honor to be able to work with her. She's great. I like her films, and really many more. It would
There's so many.
yeah,
Werner
yeah,
Herzog, Wim Wenders is a million. Do you agree with me
absolutely,
that
yeah.
Berlin Alexanderplatz is the Fassbinder's best project, though?
I'm not sure. It is very brilliant, but I also liked at the time what's the English title, like
Marriage
Maria
of Maria
Braun.
Braun?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that is one of my favorite. Or Veronica Voss
Yeah. Veronica Voss,
is
yeah.
brilliant. And you know, I like 3 years ago, I did a feature film about Fassbinder with all the
Ooh,
films being quoted, and that was really for me was very exciting to relive that whole era of him. And also, I know, for example, Harry Beer, who worked with Fassbinder an assistant director for many years. So I'm friends with him. He lives in Berlin. There are some connections still, even if he's dead, like for yeah 40 years now.
oh
Yeah,
yes. Well, I would keep going on this topic, but I gotta respect your
great.
time. Thank you so much. I knew this would be a fun interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.